Do you want your videos to go from this to this, or from this to this? Today I'm going to be showing you how to transform the look of your videos with only one light. This light is the Zhiyun Molus B100. I will be unboxing the light, talking about some of the features, what I like, what I don't like, and showing you how to get the most out of a one light setup. So go ahead and hit that like button and subscribe if you haven't already, and let's get into it. I use a one light setup for most of my work, from documentaries to commercials to YouTube videos. Once you master the one light setup, you can begin to add in other lights and really expand, but it all starts right here. Now, when I say a one light setup, I mean you are only using one light to light up your subject and using the practical lights or other natural lights that already exist, instead of lighting your subject with multiple light sources. So now that we have defined a one light setup, let's unbox the Molus B100. Just want to stop the video real quick right here because I forgot to record this earlier, and just wanted to say that Zhiyun did send me this product for free. They're not paying me for this review. I am giving this review in return for the free product, but everything that is being said in this review is 100% my opinion, and they have in no way, shape, or form able to dictate what I say in this video. And with that, let's keep going. All right, here we go. The Zhiyun Molus B100. It's coming in this brown box from Zhiyun, which I think all their products are coming in lately. I really like the way they package this thing with all the foam, so you know that it's not going to get damaged in shipping. The first thing that we've got is our reflector. It's a good size reflector, and it brightens the light so much. Next is the power cable. This is the only thing you have to plug in. Then you've got your service card, and here we are for the light itself. It's so much smaller than I was expecting. It is so compact and lightweight. I'm honestly blown away. I feel like this is going to save me so much space when packing away my gear. You've got the 3 fans, you've got the coil on top. This thing is beautifully designed. The Zhiyun Molus B100 is super easy to set up. Pop it onto a stand, attach whatever Bowens mount modifier you want, plug it in, turn it on, and you are good to go. The knobs on the light are really nice and have great placement, as well as the ability to pull them out and turn them to any position to meet your needs. There's also no additional power supply for the light. It is all in one, so all you have to do is plug in one cable and you are ready to create. When you are setting up the light for a one light setup, one of the easiest tricks to do to get nice lightings is to do what I call the 45-degree method. You want your light 45 degrees off to one side of your subject, and you want your light to be shining down on your subject at 45 degrees. There is a super simple way to do this when recording yourself that isn't exactly perfect, but it gets you close enough for you to be able to work with. You make a 90-degree angle with your arms, with one pointing straight in front of you and then the other one out to the side. Then bring your hands together. That's where the position of your light stand needs to go. Then you take your hands and do this exact same thing. This time, one of them are directly in front of you and the other one is pointed to the sky. Once you bring your hands together, that is the angle that the light needs to be shining down on you. One of my favorite features about this light is the fact that it is a COB light, which means I can adjust the color temperature from 2700 kelvins to 6500 kelvins, which is crucial for a one light setup since you are using other lights in your scene that may not be perfectly color matched. You are able to dial in the temperature for a perfect match every single time. These lights down here are 4000 Kelvin, which when using my previous lighting setup that weren't COB lights, I really struggled. I either had to set my white balance to my main light, which makes the scene look like this, or I had to set it to the background lights, which makes the scene look like this, or I have to split the difference in order to make the scene look like this. None of these are a good option, and with the B100, I don't have to make any sacrifices when it comes to a one light setup. I can set the color temperature to match precisely and have perfectly consistent lighting. As I said before, it has a Bowens mount adapter on it, so it will work with any Bowens modifier regardless if it's a Zhiyun modifier or not, making your workflow much easier. A diffuser is highly suggested for a one light setup because it softens the light and doesn't invoke harsh shadows, but that also depends on how intense of a look you are going for with your one light setup. One of the biggest tips when doing a one light setup is turn off any overhead lights that are in a room. Get your main light where you want it and then start start to individually turn on any lights in your room to see how they affect your scene to improve the desired look. But one of the things you don't want to do is keep on any overhead lights if you have them directly above your subject. You can control this light with 3 different methods, either the onboard controls, the Vega control app, or with a cable remote controller. I don't have the cable controller, so I can only speak to the onboard controls and the app. The onboard controls are super easy and super simple to use. You have an on and off switch, you have brightness adjustment knob, and a color temperature adjustment knob. The app is fantastic for being able to control this light. Once you get it into a position you want, it's also a useful tool to have when filming yourself because you can make the adjustments from in front of the camera without having to get up and keep changing the settings to get it dialed in to the look that you want. There is also a color match feature on the app that allows you to point your phone's camera at any light in the room in order to make the B100 match that color, which is absolutely fantastic whenever you're trying to match the color of this light to the colors of the lights in a room. The app is really intuitive. It works extremely well. I haven't had any issues with it, and you can hook it up to where it'll connect to multiple lights that Zhiyun offers and be able to control them all in one space. There's also a feature called Live Mode to where the moment you plug in the light, it powers on for effortless one-touch bright lighting. Now this light also features the Dynavort cooling system Mark V, and let me tell you, it is impressive. Whenever I was looking at the light for the first time unboxing it and seeing that it has 3 fans on it, I was worried about the noise level, but with all 3 fans going on at the same time, there is practically 0 noise, which is a big deal when using video lights. If it wasn't for the light being on, I wouldn't know if this light was actually on or off. The cooling system has dual air pressure sensors and eliminates turbulence and eddies, which in turn drastically reduces surface air stagnation. Basically, it has insane cooling abilities, which allows the light to be small and quiet while remaining cool. Now let's talk about size. Looking at these 2 lights, you would think the bigger one would be more powerful. Well, you'd be wrong. This light has almost 50% less power and is almost twice the size of the B100. And this light is a single color temperature. So not only does the B100 offer more power and features than this light that I've been using previously, it's also smaller and easier to pack and travel with it. My only complaint with the B100 is the position of the screen on the back. If you put the light in position, you are unable to see the screen when it's on a stand and extended. And I know what you're thinking, but Johnny, why do you need to see the screen when it's on a stand? Well, if I can reach the controls while it's on a stand, I want to be able to see the screen to know what I'm doing. And with the position of the screen, I simply can't do that. Yes, I can use the app to control it and see what settings I'm using, but I don't always have the luxury to pull out the app and set the light when I'm on set or whenever I'm doing quick things. Once you have your one light set up, you want to create some type of depth in your shot. You don't want your subject right up against a wall, and if you can, use practical lights that are already in the room or space that you are shooting. For my YouTube room, I have my company's LED light in the background in order to create my depth, as well as having my desk scooted as far away from the wall as I can. In my basement for the interview style, I turned off several of the overhead lights and just kept a few of the back ones on, as well as sitting a good distance away from the back wall in order to create that depth. So in order to have the best looking one light setup, it's not just the light, you also want to create depth in your scene. Now for $229, you can get this light and start transforming the look of your videos and create higher quality content. I suggest getting some type of softbox with it, which Zhiyun has plenty to choose from, or you can get anything with a Bowens mount. You can even just hang a piece of sheer white fabric in front of the light in order to soften it up a little bit. Before I could afford a softbox, I just used a cheap curtain from any old store. If you want to get this light and other accessories, go ahead and click that link down below. All in all, this is an amazing value, and I'm so excited to use this light daily in my content creation. Whether it be on commercial shoots, documentaries, or my YouTube videos, I'm excited to use it over and over and over again. So what do you think about this light? Let me know down in the comments down below. And if you have any tips or suggestions that I didn't cover with a one light setup, let me know down in the comments below. And as always, don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe if you haven't already. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.